And they're like, you see that big tall guy with the buzz cut, the big tall guy over there? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, go talk to him. He'll help you out. He owns the best club in Florida. And I was like, okay. I just marched right up to him and I'm like, dude, you don't know me, but you're going to know me. And he's like, what does that mean?
Always be friends forever. Yeah, forever.
Oh, hey, I would love to invite you in 2 days from now on Thursday to a one-of-a-kind comedy show called Mood Swings that I'm putting on with my friends from Sunshine City Comedy Club over in St. Pete Beach. So if you are in the Tampa Bay area, please make it out to this event. It would mean the world to me. You can find the link in my Instagram bio or in the link of this video. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome to Your Only Friends, the only podcast about friendship and all things comedy. My name is Jared Dykas. I am your host, and I am here with my friend, Sean Guest. How are you today, Sean?
Good, Jared. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
excited
boss.
to be here.
Very cool. How are you liking St. Pete?
Oh, I love St. Pete. I love the crowd down here, the vibes.
So, I mean, honestly, man, the first question I have for you is in regards to comedy, like, how did you kind of get started?
I kind of always wanted to do it. Like, I just grew up loving comedy. Like, my parents were, like, big into, like, the Howard Stern show. One of my dad's best friends was, like, a reoccurring character on Howard Stern.
Wow.
And then, like, they would call into the show a lot and do, like, prank calls, stuff like that. And then, like, I just grew up around that kind of stuff and then watching a lot of Saturday Night Live, you know.
Where did you grow up? You grew up near Philly, right?
Yeah, outside Philly, like Lansdale, Montgomery County. And then I moved around a lot, but that's where I was when I was very young. Like, I was born at Chestnut Hill and then, like, lived in Montgomery County for a while.
What do you think from a young age, besides, like, your family, what made comedy such an attractive thing for you?
I would say part of it, especially as I got a little bit older, like hit like third, fourth grade, like a bunch of like bad stuff was happening in life, and like comedy was just kind of like an escape from that, like something to think about other than all the bullshit going on in your life. You know what I mean? Just like laugh and like focus your mind on something else, so like you're enjoying life instead of looking at all the negative parts. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, the escapism.
Exactly.
When did you realize that you're funny?
I mean, I'm kind of a douchebag and got a big head, so I've kind of always thought I was funny. Like, even when I was little, like I'm not like I've never been like the most handsome guy or like had a six pack or anything like that. So I've always
never had a six pack.
Never in my life.
Wow.
But
same here.
This fucking douchebag over here,
the producer.
But like, you know, so like especially coming up, you know, as a kid and stuff like that, being like kind of chubby and shit or whatever, especially in middle school, once you start like liking girls, like you got to find a way to get them to like you another way, and by making them laugh is a huge tool, huge resource for pounding some puss, you know.
It's a huge tool for pounding.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that. Okay, bro. What about comedians do you love so much? Like being around comedians, should I say?
Oh man, like at this point, like I remember my buddy Jeff Dye and I were having a conversation one day. Like it's kind of hard, like after a few years, like to have conversations with normal people now.
How long have you been doing it?
I just hit my 2-year mark.
Yeah,
so I'm
that
still
is right.
Like a
Wow.
rookie, but like I just love, especially like cool, self-aware, funny people. Like it's just like the best thing to surround yourself with those kind of people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So you don't have to worry about like offending anyone. You don't have to worry about like saying something that's gonna make you sound like stupid or whatever. Like it's all like an attempt to make people laugh, and they understand that. You know,
they're real people, man.
Yeah.
Some people aren't real. I have a philosophy: there's real people, and then there's just not a real people.
Oh, 100%.
I don't take you as a real person.
Right? Yeah.
And I don't mean that. Well, I don't know how I mean that actually. All right, man. When was your first show that you went to Side Splitters? Because I know you.
Right.
Do you have a role there? Or you just like work there?
So like I kind of have like a weird.
And what is Side Splitters for those who might not know?
Side Splitters is like one of the greatest clubs in the country. It's just like a smaller, intimate room, but it's just considered like one of the best comedy atmospheres probably on the planet, I would say. Like, just like that's why all the best guys go there. Like, even guys that can do stadiums and theaters and stuff, they'll come there to like work out new material because they know they're gonna get like a good reception from the crowd. They're gonna earn their laughs, things like that. So
Absolutely.
it's like a great gym for the big time guys, and then for like anyone else on the way up and stuff, it's just like the perfect atmosphere for comedy. But I got very lucky. What happened was I was driving semi-truck for a long time, right? And I would just sit.
You had your CDL license?
Yeah, I still do. I still
Wow.
do, yeah. But I was just sitting in the truck listening to podcasts all day. And one of my favorites is this guy, Bobby Kelly. He's like a big comic out of New York City. But he comes down here a lot because he's got a big following down here. And he was taping a special actually right around the corner from here at Coastal Creative.
No way. That's where it was.
Yeah. So
How many years ago was this?
2 years ago.
Wow.
Two springs ago. So
Wow.
a little over 2 years ago. But so he was like advertising it on his podcast. He's like, hey guys, we want to fill out a little more. So we got some standing room only tickets for cheap. Please come out. I want to pack this thing out for the taping. So I drug my girlfriend at the time out there. We get there. I'm kind of like, I grew up in the Northeast, like sleazebag stuff is my thing. So like I'm always going to try to do whatever, like whether greasing the guy at the door or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to pay for something, but then try to get something better.
Yes.
I mean, so I paid like $12 for my ticket, but then I'm like, hey man, I just kind of messed with the guy that was seating us, gave him a $20 bill, and boom, he puts us like 3 rows from the stage. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So like we're just having a blast. I'm drinking beers, getting a good buzz on. And at the end of the show, I go and I use the restroom. And it's one of those like one person only restrooms. Like kind of bigger, but only one person.
Like a handicap restroom?
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
Yeah, but but I hear a jingle on the door, and I'm like, oh fuck, somebody's trying to get in here. Let me hurry up. And I open the door, and it was Louis C.K.
Wait, did you know Louis C.K. 2 years ago at this time was going to be in St. Petersburg, Florida?
I didn't realize it, but he's like one of Bobby's good friends, and he was producing and directing Bobby's special,
Which
So
was being filmed at Coastal Creative.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at, so that's why he was there. And like I was just so stupid and drunk, and I was like, I gotta try to like crack a joke. So I just like said
Immediately
something stupid.
you thought that.
Yeah, because I seen him, and I was thinking the whole thing of like what he got in trouble for, and how this was like.
Because right around then, wow.
Yeah, this was like right when he started coming back. You know what I mean?
Good.
So
I bought his special when he released it.
Oh yeah, that was great. It was
Yeah.
amazing. So right after that, I'm like trying to talk his ear off and stuff, and then I'm talking to Bobby and I'm talking to them guys. I'm like, guys, because I had been thinking about it for a while, but I had no idea how to get started, what to do, where to go, anything like that. I didn't even know anybody down here. Like I tried to make friends with people. I live in Newport Richey. Like they all sold fentanyl or did meth. Like,
Are there even any homeless people in Newport Richey though, or do they just do meth?
it's both. Like
Okay.
they have homes, but they like make them out of like sticks and stuff. but like so I just was like, guys, I really want to try this shit. Like I really want to get into comedy. I don't know what to do. And they're like, you see that big tall guy with the buzz cut, the big tall guy over there? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, go talk to him. He'll help you out. He owns the best club in Florida. And I was like, okay. And I was
And BT was there at
that was
Coastal?
the big tall guy was BT, because he's a big Bobby Kelly guy. Like they love each other. Bobby does a lot with the club, all that kind of stuff. So I just marched right up to him and I'm like, dude, you don't know me, but you're going to know me. And he's like, what does that mean? I was like, man, I don't care what it takes. I'll clean your bathrooms. I'll suck your cock. Dude.
Oh my
but,
God.
Like, I need to be a part of comedy. I will do whatever it takes. And he's like, all right, dude, just come to the next open mic and we'll talk. So I show up to the next open mic. He lets me go up.
And was that at Wesley Chapel?
No,
or-
it was at the regular club
At Tampa?
at the
Okay,
Carrollwood location. And I'm holding the mic like it's a freaking vibrating dildo. Like, dude, I had written jokes for a while, but I had never been on stage like that in my life. The closest thing I've done to that is like telling
How long
stories
ago?
by
How many days is it
bumper.
from the time you ask him to the time you're on stage?
4 or 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was terrible, but he could tell that I was writing and trying. So he like pulled me aside. He's like, look, dude, like you don't really have a stage presence. You don't know what you're doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a job working the sound booth. So like you could see the professionals and see how you're supposed to do it and like learn that way. And go from there. And he's like, just get up on stage as much as possible. So from that day forward, I worked at the club on the weekends, and every night after work, I would go up to these little kava bars and breweries, wherever they would let me up, and just start doing open mics and keep working. And force myself to sit down for 45 minutes a day, write, try new stuff. So, but it changed my life. It's the best decision I ever made.
And who have you met along the way now working at, Side Splitters for about 2 years, would you say?
Like headliners and stuff?
Yeah, like just people in general.
I mean, I've met some really cool like local guys that have helped me out a lot. Like JJ Curry is one, for instance. Johnny B, the radio guy. Like they've kind of like taken me under their wing and helped me when I need help and stuff like that. But I've also got to meet some like really cool like headliners that were like nice to me way before I was considered even like funny or could do anything. And you always remember that too, because like now there's like more people trying to like they think I could do something for them, so now they want to be my friend. But I remember all the guys that were my friend before when I sucked.
Anything,
you know what I mean? And I still suck, don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean? Like when I was first starting out, there was guys that were nice from the get-go. Like this guy, Rio Paris, he lives in New York now. Like headliners like Mike Cannon from New York, just amazing guy. Josh Adam Myers, he does the goddamn Comedy Jam. Like every time he comes to town, it's a party. Same with like Jeff Dye. There's a lot of guys. Giannis Pappas helped me out a lot.
Wow.
He put in a good word for me with Soul Joel and helped me start getting to do shows in my hometown, outside Philly.
That's huge, man. I mean, so you started comedy just like myself after you moved out of your hometown. So then you went to your hometown as a comedian, essentially, and then performed. Then you did well?
Yeah, it was really cool. Like the first time I did Soul Joel's, like 30 friends and family came out.
Wow,
it was awesome,
man.
And it went well. I hosted for Jimmy Schubert, who's like a Philly legend.
That's cool.
It was awesome.
That's very cool, man. Congratulations. Well, I know you got Skankfest coming up.
Yeah,
I wanted to touch on this.
my way into that shit. It's like a dream come true. So
how did you weasel your way into Skankfest? What did that look like?
I just kind of like...
And what is Skankfest?
Okay, Skankfest...
So they don't think that it's a stripper convention.
It used to be like JFL was like the big comedy festival. I mean, there's still other ones, but like nowadays, Skankfest is like the greatest and the biggest comedy festival in the world. They've been doing it in Vegas the past few years, but they've done it in different cities. They did it in New York a bunch. They did Houston one year. But it's just like all the greatest comics come, and then it's also just like, how do I describe it? Like a circus / sideshow, freak show. Like you'll see a little bit of everything. There's like naked podcasts. There's like women boxing matches. There's like
midgets.
There's like trannies. There's just like trans people. Sorry, but just like everything, dude. Everything. Okay, but yeah, literally like whatever you want, like the weirdest, freakiest stuff, like all the drugs on the planet.
Wow.
Like, everything is there.
And you're in Vegas, man. Are you going to go to the Sphere? It would be sick if they did a show there. Could you imagine?
Yeah, me and
what would that even be like? Like a comedian show when there's like...
Right, with the
shit all around you.
Yeah,
that's like going off of their riffs and shit. That'd be fucking nuts.
I definitely want to check that out while I'm out there. We're going to stay, me and my girlfriend are going out, and I think I'm going to
stay. A new girlfriend from Coastal, a different one.
Yeah, different. Cool. Different. But we've been together for about like a year now. She's very cool.
Very cool.
But yeah, like we're going to stay for a few more days, like check out the Grand Canyon, check out
that's nice,
all
man.
the Vegas stuff.
That's cool. What are you expecting
mayhem.
Out of Skankfest? Mayhem?
Yes, just absolute.
Anyone that you're like,
nonsense.
I definitely want to see them, or I want to go to this.
There's as far as the festival is concerned, there's a lot. Like there's so many like headliners I'd like to see perform live. I mean, I'd like to see some of the crazy weird stuff that goes on too, like the fights and the naked stuff, and like they do like a parade down Fremont Street. I'd like to be a part of that. Like really whatever I can I can get into. I'm down for.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the state of comedy festivals. Do you think that they're on the up and up and they're just going to continue to rise?
I think so. Yeah. Like comedy is just blowing up right now. It's like a renaissance of a sort, and just people, especially after COVID and stuff like that, people want to go out. People are looking for something fun to do, and it's like there's good and bad with it. Like, I mean, I can't lie. I jumped on the bandwagon late myself, but there's like a lot of shitty people trying to jump into comedy just because they want the attention or whatever. But then there's also a lot of genuinely funny people, and like there's such a demand for it, and like people want to see comedy. People want to go out and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the scene. Do you think that there's more people today than 20 years ago trying open mics?
1,000%. There's
Really?
more today than when I started 2 years ago. Like it's
Wow.
crazy.
And what do you relate that to? Like, why is that the reason?
Because
social media? Or?
I think, yeah, a lot of it is social media, like Kill Tony and things like that. People thinking that they could just like change their life with 60 seconds. which is
Yeah, a lot
crazy.
of people are trying to do fucking podcasts like an idiot.
That too, yeah. But like, just like, you know, the seeing how many people are getting success out of it, then, you know, more people like are trying to follow the blueprint, I guess you would say.
How do you feel like nowadays with everything going on inside of the comedy scene, how do you see other people stand out? Like, where, I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people throughout the past 2 years kind of come up, maybe hit a big show or do something good or make a good connection. How do you
I think if
recommend-
you're like trans and you show your balls on stage, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like, there's there's
like
people,
it's a talent show?
yeah, just like being unique, being different. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think you can't just be like the same cookie cutter type doing the same kind of jokes. Like something's got to stick out. Of course, it's at the end of the day, no matter what, like the ultimate thing is it has to be funny. But like, I think there's a lot of like people doing stuff differently than anyone's ever done it before, and I think
Who's
that's
one of
a
the
big-
examples of someone doing that?
Oh, there's quite a few.
Bo Burnham comes to
Bo
mind.
Burnham, huge, super talented in multi ways. Like even like younger guys coming up out of nowhere and stuff like that. Casey Rocket,
Casey
kid.
Rocket, bro. Yo, the way he
different.
riffs,
Yeah.
like the way he says a joke and then like makes 2 or 3 more jokes just off of noises alone,
Yeah.
is so inspirational, honestly, man. And he probably came from Kill Tony.
Yes,
He did?
Yeah,
I honestly,
I'm sure he
like-
was doing it before that, but that's what blew him up.
It blew him up. Yeah, wow. Okay, so in terms of the next part of the episode, I want to take a quick break.
Okay.
I want to just do some scenarios.
Gotcha.
We're going to get really hypothetical, kind of airy-fairy. So I'm going to just run some scenarios through you. Where would you open up a club if it was a comedy club anywhere in the state of Florida? What city? If you, Sean, was opening up a club.
I'm not trying to compete with Side Splitters, so probably not Tampa. I would say Miami because just like they have like the people and stuff. I heard the crowds can be rough there and this and that, but like some of the better Miami clubs have shut down. So like just having like a great place for comics to go in Miami, I think that would be a big draw. I think that would be successful. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Miami would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you're at this club in Miami and you have an opportunity to book a show. There's 3 people on the show. There's a guest spot, feature spot, and then a headliner. You can book anyone in the country, in the world, but they have to be alive.
Okay.
Who would feature, guest, and headline?
Oh, that's tough because all 3 of them would be headliners. You know what I mean? If you're gonna pick 3
of course. I'm just saying
But, like,
hypothetically.
I wouldn't put them in any order of like
Okay.
who's going to do what, but I'll give you 3 names. I would do
the best comedy show in Miami.
Tim Dillon.
Yeah,
he's
dude.
one of my absolute favorites. I would do Chappelle just 'cause he's like my
Imagine just him and
childhood hero.
Dave real quick.
Yeah. And then the third one, like there's so many guys out there, but I'd probably say Giannis Pappas, because he's one of my absolute favorites, and I've got to meet him and have dinner with him and stuff. He's cool.
Wow.
But he does the Mauricia thing where he puts on like the dress and the wig and he pretends he's like a Puerto Rican lady, and like that. It just hits so hard in Miami. I think that would be like the perfect.
Dude, that's a killer
for that
answer,
crowd.
actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you give up comedy right now for $1 million?
Yeah.
Really?
But then I'd just come back.
Okay, cool.
Is there a stipulation on how long? you have to
there's
wait?
stipulated. You can't ever come to a club again.
Oh,
you want to do it? Just tell me you want to do it.
For
Make my
1
day.
million? Probably not.
Yeah.
1 million, probably not.
Cool.
But, you know,
Bro, that's awesome, bro.
everyone's got.
If
a
you're
price.
like serious about, everyone does probably have a price, but
that's like
a million's like, dude.
This is kind of off the wall, but this is a funny story and it's 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say any names, but one of my very good friends that I grew up with, one of the most handsome dudes you'll ever meet.
Mm.
Like, he's the ultimate wingman. Me and him were just going out crushing. And for a few
Where
years...
at?
In Michigan. I lived in
Okay, of
Michigan like
course.
half my life.
It's
You
easy to
and
crush
they're
in
all
Michigan,
whores.
bro.
Yeah. But, you
It's
know.
not easy to crush when there's competition in St. Pete and they got 4,000 square
Right.
foot houses
It's
and
very different.
Costa Rican islands and stuff like
But
that, dude.
this kid, he kind of like fell off the map for a while, and I started talking to him. I'm like, hey man, what's been going on? And he claimed that he had like some super rich older sugar mama that was like paying him like $10K and putting him up in like a really nice apartment in Manhattan to like go out on dates and be like her arm candy. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, you know, she's probably banging him too, you know, for $10K a month or whatever. But then one day I'm watching Family Guy, of all things. This is how I find out that he's lying to me, through Family Guy. And they start talking about a very famous producer that's worth like $7 billion. Not going to say any names. You could easily find out who I'm talking about if you Google Family Guy producer. I'll give you a clue. He used to date, I'm giving too many clues, but he used to date Cher. Like, he's a big, like one of the majority owners of like DreamWorks, stuff like that.
Oh my
like
God.
Stupid money, like 7 billion, like not million, billion.
Yeah.
And they were making fun of him. And sometimes I don't understand all the references on Family Guy. I just feel like, you know, a dumbass.
Yeah.
So I'll Google it to see like what they're talking about. And up pops a picture of like the nicest yacht I've ever seen, and my boy and this old ass man. And they're like, 80-year-old marries.
Oh my
young
God.
30. Yeah, so he married a billionaire dude.
And he was just saying that it was
So
some
that just
chick.
goes to my point. Everyone's got a price.
Everyone has a price.
And mine would be 7.7 billion. 100%, dude. I'll do whatever you
You
want.
would have trade places.
Yeah,
with
I'd do it
them,
for like
dude.
1 billion.
Wow, dude. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Just when you brought that up, it made me think of that. I was like, this is a good story for a podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bro,
Love
so
you, bro. Don't sue me.
yeah, please don't. Dude, they're so powerful.
Yeah.
They're already aware of it. This episode isn't even out yet.
Yeah.
If you were to open up for Joe Rogan, but you could only do knock jokes on stage, would you do it?
Yeah. Definitely. Just
Let's hear one.
Just
dude.
to do it. He's gonna
improv knock
mind.
joke right now.
Okay. Knock.
Who's there?
Your mom's fat pussy.
Your mom's fat pussy. Who?
Your mom's fat pussy in my mouth. Stupid.
Bro, you would crush the Joe Rogan set. That's funny. All right, man. We're in St. Pete. We mentioned it in the beginning of the show. You actually have some shows tonight. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. My buddy Bob Holden, he runs shows at St. Pete Brewing Company every Thursday. I think Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're super fun. It's only $5 to get in. It's cool. And then Sunday I'll be at Sunshine City, where you're going to be performing at soon as well, over in St. Pete Beach. And then I do Side Splitters all the
You'll
time.
be there this Sunday?
Yeah.
What do you got going on this Sunday?
One of my buddies, a couple of my buddies, they produce a show there. Nate and Trevor Glassman and Nate Roscoe.
Trevor Glassman's he'll be on the show 100%.
Yeah, they're
He's cool.
They produce a show there. I forget what it's called or what the theme is, but they asked me to
It's like
do
All
it.
Stars, maybe? I don't know if it is, but they have a couple like stand-up confidential. They have cool showcases there.
there's-
Trevor's funny, man.
It's one of those. Yeah, Trevor's awesome. He's a
His
good
street
guy.
interviews are cool too, man.
Yeah.
Like, I like anyone who has the balls to like go out in the street and just talk to people.
Right,
Would
right.
you ever do that?
Yeah, I actually have an idea. I haven't followed through on it yet, but like one of the only people I can really sound like and pretend to be like one of my only impersonations. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. Damn tequila. But is Caitlyn Jenner? I can do, like, if I listen to like Caitlyn Jenner for like good 15 minutes, I can sound just like her. And I was thinking about just going to like certain places like here or downtown Orlando or like,
Bro, you would
Soho,
get
something like
ass.
that, and just wear like the dress, do the whole put like balloons in for titties and just like interview people in drag as Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh my God.
And just ask like really weird, like super right wing questions like, about killing babies. Like I'm not Republican at all, but I just think that would be hilarious. Like just to ask them if they think abortion is murder as Caitlyn Jenner. You know what I mean?
My God. Bro, I'm not even lying. One time I was in
that's a good
Calabasas in 2017 and I was leaving a Starbucks, like a networking meeting with this guy. We're walking and he's like, oh, hey, what up? Some woman. And he was like, that was Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, you seen her out and about?
I
in
didn't
the
see her.
wild?
I saw him say what up to a random figure.
Oh, okay.
And I just like look behind me and then I see that ass. I'm kidding, bro. But like I did look behind me and I saw it was her.
The, big old Olympic athlete chick.
We got the Olympics going on, bro. Have you been watching? You got your jersey.
I'm a big hoops guy. Yeah, I watched all the basketball.
We won the basketball while I was at Side Splitters opening up for Joe, dude.
Yeah.
That was like literally right before everyone got there. They won.
The gold,
and Embiid, bro, are you a Sixers fan?
100%.
Let's go, dude.
Embiid is my guy.
Maxi's my guy, bro. I love Maxi.
He's amazing. I actually have a University of Kentucky basketball signed by Maxi.
Bro, what? How?
I got it like off of
like eBay
a
or
website
something?
for like $80 a couple of years ago, and now it's worth like way more. And I'm sure it's only going to go up in value.
Yeah, 100%.
I would never
bro.
sell it because he's one of my favorites.
No, bro. I have the City of Brotherly Love jersey, like the white ones. I have a Maxi one. I love Maxi, bro.
Those are awesome. I like those.
And
jerseys.
I have like a stupid bias to anyone who has the number 0 for some reason. I'm just like,
yeah, I've always loved that too. Like back when I was a kid, it was Hibachi, it was Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, and like like the Westbrook, like all those guys. I just love that chip on their shoulder mentality. Like screw you, I'm
no number, man.
I'm a killer. Yeah.
So, who do you hang out with, bro? Like, talk to me about like your friend's life a little bit.
My best friend.
Like when you're not doing comedy, who do you hang out with?
my Chihuahua.
Oh my God,
that's my dog.
Really? Literally.
Yeah, he's cool. I hang out with my girlfriend. Like I hang out with quite a few comedians. I have a lot of friends that are comedians. And shout out my Cubans. I got some Cuban coworkers. We love to get weird. Those are my boys.
Absolutely.
Just kidding.
Was that a snort?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Que voila.
Bro, are you a fan of Cuban sandwiches?
Oh yeah.
Bodega, in my opinion, has the best Cuban sandwich that I've tried personally. I haven't tried that
theirs.
many, but it's right up here on Central. It's cool.
Okay.
It's a really good
I'll
spot.
Check it out.
But yeah, man, that's pretty fucking nuts that you've had quite the journey amongst comedy. So what do you think like is next for you, Perfect World? Talk to me like 3 years from now, are you still at Side Splitters? Like maybe you're more involved or you're hosting more? What do
I
you
would
see?
love to get to the point, like I just need to keep getting better, keep writing.
That's awesome, man.
Sharpening the sword. But I would love to get to the point where I don't need a day job anymore. That's like the ultimate goal to just like, it's just like a fantasy at this point. But like to be able to like pay all my bills and have like a decent life off of just fucking around telling jokes would be, of course, like
it seems illegal.
Yeah,
like you feel guilty doing that. I would imagine.
Right.
Have you ever been paid for a show?
Oh yeah.
I just got offered my first paid show, so I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It's
it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. And like sometimes like I've been paid. One time I got paid $15 in a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, and
was it a good
there's
sandwich?
been times like the most I've been paid. Like I'm still a rookie. Like I said, I'm still at the bottom. But like sometimes you get $300. Sometimes you get a fucking The sandwich actually was fantastic.
It was good.
Yeah, it was at some random place up in like Spring Hill, up in the middle of nowhere. A bunch of old people, but
that's chill.
It was cool. Yeah,
That's
$15
cool,
in a sandwich, and then we made the show runner, the guy that produced the show, pay for our beers too.
Hell yeah.
Got like 7 beers, a sandwich, and 15.
It's like $150, bro. Almost. That's cool. I think it reminded me of what Kenny Garcia says from Sunshine. He always says like, did you have fun and did you get better? Like every time you get off the stage.
Right.
And that's really the only two things that matter.
Yeah, 100%.
But you don't have like any specific like, oh, I need to be, and I don't think it matters if you do or you don't, but I'm just saying like, is there any specific goals that you're like, I really wanted to do this?
I mean, other than quit my job. Shout out Canes. Other than that, not really. Like I'd love to be at least like, hitting some more states. Like Michigan is a big one for me. I'd love to do a show in Michigan just because I lived there for half my life and I have so many friends there that would be able to come out and like support.
That'd be awesome, man. Put it out there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like you don't have to have like any crazy direct, just doing it more. You know what I mean? Like wanting to do it more. I mean, bro, if you could wake up every morning, do whatever you want, and then at the end of the night do comedy, that's like paradise, right?
Exactly.
Would you ever be one of those like touring comedians that like go everywhere? Or?
Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Some people say that's a hard lifestyle. Do you think you're up for something like that?
Yeah, because I did travel construction and I was over the road as a truck driver. Like,
travel construction, dude?
Yeah, like right. I used to like work in like
I feel like I'm in construction when I'm traveling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to do like remodel Family Dollars overnight when they're closed and like be in a different city every week. It was insane. Oh my God. And like I used to deliver pontoons all over the country, like drive a semi truck. So like I'm so used to that over the road thing. Like I'm kind of weird. There was like a point in my life where I felt most home inside like a fucking La Quinta or a Sleep Inn or a Comfort Inn, you know what I mean? Like just knowing I had that continental breakfast, I could turn the AC down as low as possible and just like watch something stupid on TV. Like that was like my
like
safe space
for the fifth time.
Exactly.
Bro, that's cool, man. And you don't mind like the struggle, right?
No,
of like bombing?
No, I do it all the time.
You do?
Yeah.
Still?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I bomb every now and then too, 100%.
It's gonna happen. Like I just did it last weekend, last Friday in Orlando. Like the crowd was rough and
you drove all the way to Orlando to bomb?
Yeah.
And then you drove all the way
for
back.
a half hour too. Bombed for a half hour straight. Just
you bombed for
dick after dick after dick.
But wait, you did a 30-minute set?
Yeah,
dude, that's worth the drive alone, bro. Right. Even if you did bomb,
and the pay,
honestly, bro,
the pay was and like it was just good to get the stage time because I usually don't get to do that much time. But Saturday went much better. It was a lot more fun on Saturday.
Did you do 30 minutes again?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was featuring for a buddy. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So a little advice for me, maybe. I'm going to be doing 15 minutes, my first 15 minutes ever, like in a month. And I've only done, I think, 10 minutes at most.
Okay.
But usually I do 5. Like I did 10 once.
That's like the open
and that was like straight improv almost.
Right.
And I have like probably 15 minutes of material. But if a new comic thinks he has 15 minutes of material, it's really probably 7.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like, what would you recommend for me besides sitting down for 45 minutes like you do?
Right.
And writing.
Writing, but also taking that 15 minutes that you think you have right now and like break it into 3 parts. So you got 3 5s and go up at least bare minimum 3 times a week. Probably try to go up at least 5 times a week at these open mics.
And do the broken up 5s.
Do 1 5, 1 5, 1 5.
Bro.
And then just have a nice transition to go and from one to the other, like a stupid little line that carries into your next story or whatever.
That's easy,
and
bro.
Then you just do the 1 2 3 1 2 3 every 3 open mics, and then by the time comes to do the 15, it'll just be an easy flow.
You've done that?
Oh yeah.
You've done that before, and
I was doing that up and getting ready for this half hour. I still bombed, but that's what I was doing like the week before because I was doing like older stuff that I hadn't done in a while to make sure it was crisp and stuff like that. So I was doing like even if it's 30 minutes, like they're only going to give you 5 at open mic, so 6 times 5 is 30. So I would make sure I go up 6 times in a week. Wow. Do one of them each night, and
That's like epic, man. Yeah. Do you care about your openers that much? Like, do you write openers specifically, or do you kind of typically go up there, improv a little bit, see how you feel?
Yeah, because like in a lot of situations, like people like us, like nobody gives a fuck or knows who we are.
No.
They're like, what? Who's this guy? So you have a very short amount of time to get them, to get their attention, to like grab them. So you want to say something kind of like, I don't know, it depends on your style or whatever, but like you want to say something shocking or ridiculous that like grabs them and then make it funny so they also laugh. And then usually at that point, then you can kind of get them to hang out, get them to go along the ride. Because like some of these guys, they go up there and they're just like, take it forever to do like this long story with no jokes built into it. No one's going to go for the ride with you if they don't trust you driving the car. You know what I mean? So like you got to fucking get them real quick, slap them in the face, whatever you want to call it, and then like
Put in their
make
driver's
them
seat.
laugh right away, and then you can kind of flow into your other stuff.
That's interesting because now thinking back on it, like when I go to open mics, sometimes I'll see people like newer comics just go up there and tell stories, which is cool because like, you know, a
That's
lot of the
definitely
great
the style
comedians
of it.
tell stories, but I think it's a cop out for writing, in my opinion, because then you can just go out there and blabbermouth and throw up on the mic rather than like
even those
be
stories
creative.
should be written down and
Definitely.
punched up. You know,
100%, bro.
That's what I do.
No one wants to
like-
hear you talk about like some shit that you did.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless it's funny.
Yeah.
Is there an opener that you feel like sharing that is exactly that, something so absurd that you feel
A
comfortable
lot
sharing?
of mine is like self-deprecation because I feel like if you're going to make fun of other things, you got to be willing to make fun of yourself first.
Hell yeah.
So like a lot of times, like I know I'm self-aware. I know what I look like. Like I'm a fat, retarded Pablo Escobar wannabe. So like, you know what I mean? Like, so like I'll just go up right away and be like, sorry to disappoint you guys, but I am not Pablo Escobar's gay little brother.
I did hear you say that,
random
bro.
dude would be like, sir, I know what you're thinking. And the answer is no, you won't find me behind Chuck E. Cheese after the show selling blowjobs and cocaine or whatever the case
my
may be. We just say
God.
something wild and out there but silly and kind of, you know, get them.
Do you like, because dude, now with social media, obviously, there's so much like banter between the crowd and the crowd work. Like, do you like that aspect of comedy?
I'm kind of old school, like to each his own, whatever works. But I think that shit is gay. Like I hate crowd work. I absolutely hate it. But I'll do it to shut a heckler up. But I kind of like I said, like growing up, I watched like a lot of the old time stuff, and like that's like a new thing. And it's just these fucking.
Do you think it's, I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but do you think it's because people put out their material that they're improving for free essentially on social media because they think that their jokes are so funny that they can't post them online?
That's a thing too. But then you go to these shows now, and like these guys.
I mean,
don't
Matt
even-
Rife just did a whole crowd work set on
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah. And like to him, like I'm not hating on
No,
that.
no,
Like,
no.
If you're
You
making
can't hate on
millions
that guy.
out it, shout out to you.
Yeah,
But
fuck
if you're
yeah.
just like going to open mics and not even trying to write
get
a
better,
joke,
no,
you're just
yeah.
going up there and asking these old people like where they get their groceries at or if they have sex. It's like, dude, you're never gonna get anywhere doing that shit.
And then
Like,
those are the same people that come off the stage and then everyone's out, like, and we're chilling or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, the crowd sucked, dude."
it's like, no, if the crowd didn't suck, you sucked.
Exactly, exactly. I think there needs to be more accountability in the comedy space.
Yeah, and
I think a lot of I hear a lot of like, and I hate to be like that because I mean, what do I fucking know about
Right.
comedy space?
I feel the same.
But I've done business for many years, and like, if I heard half the shit that someone said at a comedy show to me about how they don't do open mics, I only do paid gigs. Like, if Alex, the producer, like came in for a job and was like, "Bro, like, I'm not gonna do a podcast with you. I have to make money, or I have to do this or that." Or, like, people are so pretentious now. I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's afraid to do stuff for free. Everyone's afraid to put themselves out there, and they act like it's up to the fucking comedy club to bring the people. Like,
Right,
if you're
yeah, you
performing,
gotta
bring people,
promote,
bro.
Yeah, 100%. That and like self-awareness. Like if you're sucking, you got to know you're sucking and like.
And there's
get
nothing
better.
wrong with that. It's fucking hard, dude. It
Yeah.
takes 7 years or whatever to get good. So
Exactly,
it's
exactly. Like I'm nowhere near good yet, but at least I know, like, you know, I'm not. You can't just think like, yeah, you have to have a rational confidence to go up there and do this dumb shit, but you also have to be like self-aware of like what went well and what didn't. You can't just walk around thinking like you're a killer when you're just bombing, and I see
Yeah.
a lot of that too.
Well, I can say naively, my first couple times going up there, I thought I was doing really good because my natural ability took me very far.
Right.
But then once I hit that ceiling of achievement, I started bombing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was like so good in my head that it actually made me take time off from comedy. And that really sucked. Because like the worst thing is being funny, being known for being funny, and then not being funny.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
getting back on the horse, like when you don't feel funny and like there's like stuff going on in life or whatever the case may be, like getting back on the horse is really tough. For me, at least, it was.
No, I could see
Have
that,
you ever kind of fallen off the comedy train or not really?
Like the longest I've ever gone without doing a mic since I've started is like a week or two, and it's only because
No
like I
way.
took a vacation and went on a cruise or whatever. But no, I can't do
Good for
that.
you, man. That's awesome.
You gotta just like force yourself. Like there's a lot of days I don't want to do it, but I just force myself to do it anyway. 'Cause,
Wow.
like, no matter what, every single time, even if you suck, even if you're not in the mood, like every time you do it, you get a little more comfortable and you at least like learn something, like whatever.
It's
it
a
may be.
repetition. It's an
Yeah.
at-bat, bro.
Whether it's in front of 3 people or 300, like whatever, who cares? Like just it's fucking practice. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing as like, I played basketball growing up or whatever. You can't just take a month off. Like you have to go shoot. You have to be in the gym, You
Absolutely.
gotta-
Absolutely, bro. Is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't discussed so far, Sean?
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of these shitty ass straws. I don't give a fuck about turtles. If I have to like suck on a straw and it falls apart in my mouth one more time, I'm gonna punch a hipster right in the mouth. Like, I fucking hate these straws, dude. Like
The paper ones?
yeah. It's just driving me insane.
What do you even-
People
what do
don't
they
talk
give
about the
you?
real issues, dude? You know what I mean? Like, what's up with these straws? Like, fuck that. Like, do you know how much shit? Like,
Yeah. There's people driving F-150s outside.
yeah, exactly.
Like, who gives a
Like
shit
other
about the
shit.
straws?
Yeah, give me my shitty 7-Eleven straw. Like, come on.
the big ones, the big gulp.
Yeah, with the spoon at the end, so I
Well,
can use
you're
it
in
for
the
other things.
you're in
too,
the epicenter for paper straws. We're in St. Pete, so that
Exactly,
is the
that's what I'm
epicenter. I think they
shouting
have
that
a
out.
factory on Central somewhere.
I'm starting
where
a
they make
riot,
them.
dude. Yeah, I'm gonna go burn that bitch to the ground.
Let's go, man. Well, you have a show in like literally 20-30 minutes, so I don't
Right.
want to hold you too much longer, but
Okay.
I'm going to go home and then I'm going to change and I'm going to go see your show, bro.
Okay, awesome. If you want, come in full drag.
Full drag.
I'll get you in for free. If
Okay,
you wear a
thank you,
dress.
brother.
All
Thank
right.
you, brother.
Thank
All
you.
right, well, thank you
Hey, thanks
the
for
first
having me,
fucking
bro. That was
episode,
fun.
brother.
That
That
was
was really
super
fun.
fun. Hell
Thank
yeah.
you, brother.